This is WBRZ Channel 2 News.
Good evening and welcome to Channel 2 News 10 at 10. 10 minutes of uninterrupted news, weather, and sports. I'm Marvin McGraw. Sylvia Weatherspoon has the weekend off. Residents in East Feliciana Parish can sleep a little easier tonight. Sheriff's deputies have captured Mario Clavero Diaz, the Cuban refugee who escaped from the parish prison Monday night with 5 other inmates. All have since been captured. Diaz was caught hiding in a ditch off LA 63 and Neeson Road, 7 miles east of Clinton, just as bloodhounds were closing in on the scene. Police say someone who had seen Diaz's mugshot earlier on Channel 2 saw the refugee and called his location. Well, a robbery attempt has led to a shooting at 1200 North Ardenwood. Details are still sketchy, but apparently 2 suspects were attempting to rob the premises and shot a woman inside. She's been transported to a local hospital. We'll update you on this story tomorrow on Channel 2 News at 5:30. Well, even after the drinking death of LSU student Benjamin Wynn, underage drinking is still a problem in the Baton Rouge area. Channel 2 reporter Marvin Hurst went undercover with the State Office of Alcohol and Tobacco as they checked several local bars. What they found may surprise you.
5 bars, 1 goal, and 1 sting some would not be ready for.
Did you realize that, did she not check, or did you just think that she was old enough, or?
Channel 2 News tagged along with the State Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control for what is called a compliance check. The rules are simple. Send in an underage decoy to see if they can purchase alcohol. The object? Bust the seller and the owner, like this bar in Port Allen. The decoy, or operative as the ATC calls her, is 19.
I need a Bud Light, please.
Even after the underage operative tells the bartender she isn't 21, she still emerges with a beer. And that's when we go in. To our surprise, listen to what the bartender tells ATC Special Agent William Bryan.
The one person that you asked, she told you she was 19, and you went ahead and sold to her anyway.
Because I was told I couldn't do that.
By who?
The buy was just as easy at another Port Allen club.
Hi. On a Bud Light, please. In a bottle, please.
Shortly after the order, the underage purchase is made again.
She looked of age.
Sorry, not good enough for the ATC. Our last stop would yield the same results.
I need a Bud Light, please.
ATC agents even caught an 18-year-old leaving out the club with beer in hand. The bar's owner says this is the first time in his business's existence that this has happened.
I'm be honest with you, it's hard to keep them out. It's hard. You got to fight with them, you got to watch them at all the time, you can't blink an eye.
We will be out there checking, we'll be walking in and inspecting bars.
Marvin Hurst.
At this hour, the ATC conducts between 150 and 300 checks each month. Well, at this hour, LSU running back Cecil Collins still has not been booked into parish prison. Channel 2 News was first to tell you about Collins being kicked off the football team yesterday, hours after his felony arrest for unauthorized entry of an apartment and sexual battery. The incident happened Thursday night. That's when police say the star football player forced his way into an apartment on Nicholson Drive, followed a 17-year-old girl into the bathroom where he grabbed her buttocks and rubbed up against her and exposed himself. Collins was booked at the 1st District Police Station Thursday night, but released because parish prison was full. Authorities say Collins will be rearrested when space becomes available. Well, one man was injured in a terrifying accident on Interstate 12. It happened just a few hours ago. Eyewitnesses say wet pavement probably caused this Camaro to hydroplane on I-12 eastbound, sending it across the median into the westbound lane, where it crashed into this 18-wheeler. The condition of the driver is unknown. He was taken to a local hospital. Traffic was backed up for about a mile westbound. Will it be the sequel to The Cruise from Hell? One New Orleans cruise ship Cruise line, I should say, hopes not. After standing up 500 passengers a week ago, the Enchanted Capri has been given the green light from the Coast Guard. The ship corrected a raft of safety problems which have kept it docked for a week. Tomorrow, the ship will set sail for ports near the Mexican resort of Cancun. In a news release, Commodore Cruise Line says they've taken major strides to bring the new vessel up to standards. While the cleanup continues at a barge collision near Donaldsonville, the Coast Guard says more than 69,000 gallons of oil was spilled into the Mississippi River when two tugboats and their barges collided shortly after 3 a.m. this morning. There were no reports of any injuries. However, the river remains closed in this area of the spill as crews try to clean up the big mess. While one group was working to revitalize downtown Baton Rouge just blocks away, another was working to put a little fun into our city. It's all part of Wilderness Walk and Jam Fest. The good food and good times are at the Centralplex Gardens and Galvez Plaza. Bands like T-Bone, the Bayou Blasters played the day away, raising funds to support the Wilderness group in its efforts to help out the physically disabled and elderly people of Baton Rouge. Yeah, now if you missed out today, the fun and music starts up again tomorrow at noon until late. It's all at the Centralplex Garden and Galvez Plaza. Best of all, it's free. In news from around the nation, tensions are high in Jasper, Texas today. Members of the Ku Klux Klan rallied in the town where a black man was allegedly dragged to death by 3 white men. Police kept them from clashing with black demonstrators carrying guns. 2 people were arrested for disorderly conduct. States in the Midwest and the Northeast are mopping up after powerful storms. 5 people were killed by the storms, including a 9-year-old girl who was struck by lightning. Flooding in Vermont forced many people to leave their homes. And rainfall in Brevard County, Florida has helped the battle against wildfires. Smoke from the fires was so thick, it's being blamed for a 15-car pileup. The firefighters are gaining some ground, though, helped out by the arrival of firefighters from other states around the country. Now let's check in with Jake for our first forecast. Jake?
Well, Marvin, I guess you could say we're getting a mix of what we saw at the last 2 stories. We're not flooded, but we're not so dry. We're getting all these wildfires we've been seeing like they are now in Florida. Let's go to our WeatherNet 2 site for the day. That would be Kenilworth Middle School. They're at 75 degrees. And if you look on Doppler storm track radar, you can see there's not a drop of rainfall. We got a clean sweep going on here in the viewing area. And our first forecast for tonight is going to find a night with some variable cloudiness, some scattered showers. Those showers will be very few and far between. The rain will be ending, though, it looks like Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. We'll get down to 74 degrees and up to 86 for a high tomorrow. We'll talk more about maybe getting some more showers in here, though, later next week. Now let's go to Jim with the first look at sports.
Thank you very much. And when interleague play hit the major leagues, a whole new set of trivia questions came around. Like, who was the first player to get a hit in an interleague game? The answer is Baton Rouge native Darrell Hamilton. Now, DH must like this interleague stuff because wait till you see what he did today as we go out to San Francisco, taking on Texas Rangers. And that's New Orleans native Will Clark. First in the dugout, now at the plate, and he's heading back to the dugout because that's a 2-run home run. And the Rangers have the 5-2 lead. Giants rally in the 7th. Stan Javier at the plate, and he gets the job done, driving in a run. We move to the 10th. Game tied at 5 apiece, and it's Darrell Hamilton picking up his 4th hit of the game. It is the game-winning hit as the Giants win it in 10 by a score of 6-5. Darrell Hamilton doing the damage this afternoon. Coming up in sports, we'll take a look at exactly how the Bayou Beasts are doing in their football game tonight. Now back over to Marvin.
And still ahead on 10 at 10, we'll show you the latest advances in bionic technology as the $6 million man becomes reality. And later on, a celebration of the late Princess Diana draws controversy.